The sky was an ominous shade of gray, swirling with clouds that seemed to whisper of the chaos to come. On the tiny island of Serendip, the residents went about their day, blissfully unaware of the looming threat. At the island's center was Elara, a young meteorologist, who had been constantly observing the unsettling patterns on her radar. She knew that once serene Serendip was in the path of an impending catastrophe. Helene is intensifying, she murmured to herself, staring at the alarming data on her screen. It was only a matter of time before the storm, now a powerful hurricane, would make landfall. Her heart pounded as she realized the gravity of the situation. She grabbed her radio, calling out through the static, "This is Elara from the weather station. We are facing a Category 4 hurricane. Everyone needs to find shelter immediately." Serendipians were no strangers to storms, but a Category 4 hurricane was a rare and terrifying event. Panic began to spread as the residents hurried to secure their homes and find safety. Among them was Jonah, the island's fisherman, who quickly gathered his family and headed to the town's only robust structure, the lighthouse, which also served as the emergency shelter. Hours felt like seconds as Helene's fury drew closer. Waves lashed the shores violently, and the winds began to howl like a creature in pain. Inside the lighthouse, people huddled together, their faces pale with fear. Elara tried to keep them calm, explaining the storm's trajectory and reinforcing the strength of the lighthouse's walls. But even she could not entirely mask her dread. Then it hit. The world outside turned into a tempest, a nightmarish swirl of wind and water. The lighthouse trembled, its ancient stone walls resisting the relentless onslaught. Jonah held his children close, whispering calming words. Through the thick glass of the lighthouse, they could see nothing but a watery abyss. When the eye of the storm passed, there was an eerie silence, a brief respite before the chaos resumed. Elara stepped out cautiously to assess the damage. Trees had been uprooted, homes were submerged, and the once vibrant island was a shadow of its former self. The second assault was just as brutal, but eventually, Helene moved on, leaving behind a devastated but resilient Serendip. The townsfolk emerged slowly, dazed but determined to rebuild. Elara, though exhausted, felt a surge of hope seeing the community come together. "We will rebuild," Jonah said firmly, planting a flag into the wet ground as a symbol of their unyielding spirit. The storm of silent destruction had tested them, but Serendip would rise again, stronger and more united than ever.